everybody, it's me again, Crazy Bag Lady. Okay, so this is my little kitchen decorating vlog. I've no idea how this is going to turn out, so I hope it's okay. So, as you know, if you've followed me on here for a long time, I've been desperately searching for some wallpaper that would blend with my pink oven and my pink fridge, and it goes right through from my kitchen, dining area, conservatory. So it's a big area. It's been a very difficult decision. I finally settled on that wallpaper there, which looks more pink in real life than it does on here. So I've got to strip all this Laura Asher wallpaper off, which looks still absolutely beautiful, but it has faded and stuff in places. It's got bits of damage and stuff, and it just needs a damn good refresh. So without further ado, we've got to start stripping. I'm waiting for the paint and the wallpaper to arrive, and I'm even having a new floor. So this vlog might be quite a long one. It might be over quite a few weeks, so we'll see how we go. So let's get started. And we are also approaching a little mini heat wave. So I think today and tomorrow are the last days it's going to be slightly cooler. So I thought probably I need to start in here stripping, because once it gets really hot in my conservatory, obviously you can't really come in here because you'll just melt. So this is the first little bit we're going to strip. So there's this little bit around the window, and then there's one big wall here that needs doing as well. Yeah, can't wait. Stripping and painting is the worst bit. So first bit of fun, moving bloody furniture. It's horrible. So I've moved all this, made myself a right mess, and then on the wall behind my dresser, hello Winifred, wall behind my dresser, there is a horrible spider, and it's alive, so we're gonna have to move him in a minute. I think I can just squeeze behind there to strip that. So once I've got my stripper and my bucket of water, we're good to go. The bucket of hot soapy water has been got. Right, so the best way to get wallpaper off is with really, really hot soapy water. So really soak the paper, leave it for a few minutes, then come back and sort of start to get it off. I always find that's the best way to do it. I wanted to say as well, this is a one-man job or a one-lady job. I will get no help doing this. My husband and my children are not interested in the slightest, and my dogs are just going to hinder me. But this is going to be a one-woman mission. So no help, so it'll just be me doing the wallpapering, painting, stripping and tidying up. So we've just got that last bit to do there, and that bit to do over there, but we've done all this. As you can see, it's very patchy, and it's a nightmare trying to get down the back of the radiator. So I wallpapered this before we had a radiator in here, so this was fitted over wallpaper. So I'm just gonna have to strip the best I can. There's nothing else I can do, because I don't really know a plumber that can come take my radiator off, so that would be more expensive. I have to pay someone, so I'll strip the best I can around it. First wall finished. So that's the first wall done. I've now got to go around the corner, so I've got to do that wall there. Not sure if I need to put anything over this, because obviously the wallpaper has stripped off most of the original paint, so I'm not sure if I need to like give it a coat of like just plain white paint or something as a bit of a base before I paint the wall. I'm not sure. Right, it's all stripped. So I've washed the wall down with like hot soapy fairy liquid to try and smooth it all off. I'm not sure if I need to do anything else to it or not, whether I need to do a mixture of like watered down paint on it or something on the walls that are pretty much back to plaster. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to look on the internet for that, but we've done the worst bit in here, which is the stripping. So as you can see, I'm rather warm. So this is it for today. I've literally washed the walls down a couple of times. I've sanded over any rough bits. I just need to hoover the floor, and then we've done it here for today. It's day 2. So day 2, our next mission is to strip this wall. So I'm going to try and do like a wall a day. So I'm still waiting for my wallpaper delivery to come and my paint delivery to come. So I got the wallpaper from Wallpaper Direct, it was on offer, and I got the paint from Home Base because it was 3 for 2. I did want to support my local paint shop, but because Farrow paint is so expensive, I did go with the Home Base one because it was 3 for 2. So I'm just gonna have my breakfast, and then I'm gonna move the radiator cabinet, take a picture off the wall, and then we'll try and get this wall stripped. So I am wallpapering this wall again, so this one doesn't matter if it brings the paint off and stuff with it. So this one's not as I don't have to be as careful when I strip this one. Okay, so we've got the steps. The serious business has begun. So we've got the steps, got the bucket, very, very hot soap of water. You can't beat it, so you literally soak the wall as much as possible, and then it helps the paper to come off. There is a couple of plug sockets that I've got to do round, and some pipes and stuff. As you can see, the plumber burnt the wallpaper when he was putting the new pipes in, and there is watermarks and stuff on the wallpaper where I dried some wet washing, and it's starting to peel off at the top, so it's ready for a refresh. Ooh. So this side is coming off a lot better than the conservatory wallpaper, but then I do wonder if sometimes, because the conservatory gets so hot, whether the sun sort of cooks the wallpaper onto the wall, but this one's coming off loads better. So, top section all done, and we've now got to do, this is so funny, we've now got to do under here. So I don't know if you can just see, there's like a tiny bit of wallpaper that runs all the way along under the radiator, so I've been picking bits out, and I found a sock. So I presume the sock must have fell down the radiator when I was dry washing in the winter. Yeah, long lost sock. Yeah, Dolly, you can have a sock. There you go. I don't know where its friend is, so it's a lonely sock. Okay, so we've done that wall. So we've not done bad for time at all. I've shoved the radiator back up. Obviously, I'm going to paint the radiator cover. But then when I took the radiator cover off, I'm not sure if the kitchen looks bigger without it. I'm not sure. I think I'll know more once I've wallpapered. So obviously, I'm wallpapering that wall. So then the next wall I'm going to strip is this one. So obviously I've got to take my picture down. So it's not too bad. That's the only long bit at the side. And then obviously I'm going to have to be careful I don't drop too much water on my worktop and stuff. But there is only that bit. And then we've just got that bit left to strip. Right, it's all cleared ready. Let's hope this side comes off with no dramas. We don't want any dramas, do we? Ooh, making progress. So I have had to stand on the bloody worktop. Can you believe I stood on there? I was so high up. But I've managed to do it. I've just got this last corner bit to do now. It's stripped. So it's stripped. So I've just got to clean up all the bits, and then I'm going to wash the wall down with some soapy fairy liquid because I want to paint this wall. Hopefully. So I need it to be sort of clear of the old paste and stuff. So here we are, day 3. So my hubby took the shelves down. We've now got to strip this. We're in the middle of a heat wave. It's absolutely boiling in England. I'm hoping I can get this stripped before the sun comes around and it gets too hot. So it's just this one last wall, but it's only like half a wall, and obviously I've got to climb on the worktop to get up there, but fingers crossed we get it done. First half done. It wasn't too bad, but I don't like standing on blooming worktops. It's not nice. So that's the first half done. Now I've just got to do this piece. Let's hope we can get it finished for dinner. Done it. I've done it. I'm so hot. Right, so I've done it. Obviously I've got to clear all that up, and then I've got some sugar soap. So I'm going to wash the walls down with sugar soap, the walls that I'm going to paint, to get rid of all the last remaining paste so that the paint will adhere to the wall properly. Fingers crossed. Look how hot I am. Oh. Right, so I've sugar soaked that whole wall. If the paint doesn't go on this time, then I don't care. I've done as much as I can. I can't scrub it anymore. So I've scrubbed all that. Obviously I need to scrub this wall because I'm painting this wall as well, and I need to scrub my conservatory walls, but it's too hot in the conservatory today, so I'll have to do that another day. But might be able to scrub this one in a bit, but whew, for now I'm going to get some dinner. I'm so hot. Okay, so is this day 4, I think? We're now ready to paint. Absolutely boiling hot still in England, so I thought if I can just paint this one wall before it gets too hot, then at least we've got some paint on and we can see what it looks like. What do you think, Dolly? So the colour of choice is Farrow Ball, colour Bone. It's like a greeny sort of sagey colour. So let the fun begin. Wow, first coat's on. So it's sort of quite dark, a bit greeny, and now I'm sort of panicking thinking, do I really like it? But I think by the time it's had a second coat, it'll be okay. I can't make my mind up whether to paint this or not. This is like the wooden trim that goes around the tiles. It really matches my cupboards, but I'm thinking, I don't know if there's too much contrast, so I think maybe if I painted it the same colour as the wall, it would blend in better. I have painted my skirting boards and my door frame in the same stuff. I'm not sure if it's going to be tough enough, but hopefully it will. That's the first one done. I've painted the wood as well. I think it does blend in a lot better. Still looks a bit like pea green, but I think when it's on its second coat, I think that's when the real depth starts to come in, and obviously it's got to dry. So, and again, it looks fab with the wallpaper. I'm glad that I am wallpapering and not just painting though. I don't think I would like it just plain. Love the paper. Paper's gonna really look cool. Okay, so that's drying. I've just run with mum panicking that I don't really like it, that it's a bit too green, and she's like, Jane, trust the process, it'll be fine. It'll be fine after a couple of coats. So I am going to paint the next bit of wall, which is this bit around the radiator, which will be really fiddly, and then up above and across to the top, but it stops there, so it's not a massive section, it's just a bit fiddly. But let the next bit begin. Next bit done. I don't think it's quite so bad having to paint little sections, because you're soon done a bit rather than one massive wall. Obviously when I do the conservatory it's been one massive wall, but these little bits aren't too bad. So that's it, and I'm going to wallpaper the bit around the door. I thought it'd be quirky. So it says recoat in 4 hours, but obviously we are in the middle of a heat wave, so it's now been 3 hours. So I'm thinking perhaps I could recoat it now, because I really want to see what it will look like with a second coat, because I'm worrying that the green's clashing with the tiles. So I think I'm going to do another coat now. So that's it after 2 coats. It's covered really well. It's such a lovely paint to work with. I think the tiles are now starting to blend in a bit with it as well. So obviously you can see where that one's only had 1 coat, and the difference when it's had 2 coats. I think it's blending in nice. Still don't know if I love it, but it is going on lovely. So it's had some time to dry. It does need 1 more little coat. I don't know if you can see just at the top there are a few lighter bits, and I've got to give the second one a bit of another coat as well. So it's 6 o'clock at night and I've just had my tea, but I thought if I can do that bit 1 more time, then that wall's finished, and just give that one another coat, and then tomorrow I'll give it another final bit. But yeah, everybody's loving it when they've come home from work and school. They really like it. So 3 coats done on this wall and 2 coats done on that wall. So tomorrow we will touch that one up again. The door frames and all the floor, the skirting board and everything have all had 3 coats, apart from that bit which had 2 coats, that bit there. Oh, right, I've done for the day painting wise. So the morning after, so it's all dried lovely. So obviously that's the 3 coats, it's covered perfectly. So I've got to do 1 more coat on that corner section, and then today we've got to get up in that bloody corner, and it's horrendous. It doesn't matter where you put your steps, you kind of can't get to it. So I've got to stand on the worktop, which I really don't like doing, but that's the only way I can get to that back corner. And then we've got to work our way across around the window and down. So I'm going to paint the dado rail stuff across the top and across the top of that. Then I don't know whether to paint the bit around the window as well. I'm not sure if the contrast will be too much, and I won't kind of know till I've painted the wall. So I think I might end up painting it as well so that it all blends in, but we'll see as we get around there. I've done that bit, so I've just got to round the window, so I've still got to do this bit. Oh, it's so hard, it's so fiddly doing the blooming ceiling line, and I do the ceiling bit with a little brush, so it takes me forever. So it's taken me a long time to do this. Oh, it'll be worth it in the end, Janie. First coat done. My shoulder's killing now, but first coat done. As you can see, Miss Winifred's very impressed. So now on to the second coat, third coat of this one. Okay, so that's had its 3rd coat, so that's finished. And then I've gone, there's 2 side walls, so I've done that piece there, and then that piece there. I've done some of the skirting boardy bits, because I'm just going straight down to the floor with the skirting board. And then I'm just looking, I think I'm going to wallpaper the top across there, and then around the fridge door, because the wallpaper really makes my fridge look amazing. So I think we've done the painting that we're going to do in here. Obviously we've got to do 2 more coats on this. Right, second coat done. I didn't paint the edge of the window, and I actually think it looks quite nice as it is. Second coat covers so much more, it's lovely. So all these bits have had a second coat, that's had a second coat. It's a bit rainbow in here because it all reflects off my chandelier. That side bit there's had another coat. Obviously the skirting board's had a coat, that's had a coat, and that has up there. Obviously a lot of these bits I'm wallpapering because I'm doing loads of wallpaper in my dining area. So I'm just going to paint this little side bit around the window. I'm going to wallpaper under there, and I'm going to paint that side bit as well, but I need to take the blind off before I can do that. Right, next day. So last night I gave that wall a final coat, so all that wall and all up there is finished. Woohoo! I've given this wall 3 coats as well. So the next challenge is radiator cover, skirting boards all around there, and then this back wall needs painting, and then just that little bit of wall there. Trouble is, my chandelier, as you can see, is putting bloody rainbows everywhere, so it's going to be a little bit difficult because I'm going to have to avoid the rainbows, but we'll do the best we can. Right, it's taken me so long. I cannot believe how long it's taken me. So the radiator covers had 1 coat. Obviously I've had to go all around that skirting board. I've done that wall, and then the skirting board down there, and then that bit of wall as well. It's taken me absolutely ages, but I did have to stop and have my dinner, a few other bits, so I'm covered in paint and I've had enough now. I think we could be getting ready for a new brush. A poor brush. So I've done another coat. Well, the back walls had another coat, the inside bits haven't, so I've got to do those. I've still got to do that ledge. The radiator cabinets had 2 coats, so I've now got to stop because I've got to do teeth everyone, which is really, really annoying. I don't want to stop, but I've got to. So it's 4 o'clock. Whether we'll get a 3rd coat done on that wall today, I'm not sure. But I can't believe how much it changes. When you do the first coat, I don't really like it. Then when you do the second coat, I start to think, oh, it is nice. Sunday tea time. What do you do? No, not tea time, evening should I say. I decided to paint the ceiling of the little archway bit. I felt it didn't work quite right, the original colour it was, so I've painted that, which will then blend in with the wall. So it's had 1 coat, it needs 2 more. Then also realised that if I want to paint this, I kind of need to do something with it first. So it definitely needs washing down with sugar soap, which I'm going to do in a minute with hot soapy water. And then I'm not sure if I should do some sort of paint like emulsion and water base over it first, or whether the farrow will stick straight to it. Right, fresh Monday morning. I really don't want to do this, but I really need to because as you can see, everywhere is just an absolute mess. So without further ado, let's get the paintbrushes and see if we can at least get 1 coat of paint on it before it gets too hot in here. So first coat done. It's literally taken me all day. It's very patchy, as you can see, but I think when the second coat goes over, it'll be fine. So I have finished my first tin. So to say I've done all the kitchen, the radiator cover, and a coat of paint in here, I think we've done really well. I've done this wall as well, but there's just the skirting board bit to do around there. That's the only bit I didn't get to do, but we did really well. Right, okay, so fresh tin of paint. So this is tin number 2. It's 3:35, 25 degrees outside. I must be absolutely bonkers, but I'm going to give it a second coat in the conservatory. Okay, so day 100th millionth. It feels like I've been decorating this forever. So this has had 2 coats, so I've got to give this one another coat. The other walls, I did give them another coat last night, so they've had 3 coats each. Even though they've had 3 coats, I still think I need to touch them up a tiny bit. Let me show you. Can you see little bits like this, even though they've had 3 coats? And I'm not sure what's gone off up here. I think I perhaps put the paint on a bit thick, and I don't know whether it has like dripped a tiny bit. I mean, you won't notice anyway. But the colour is lovely, really nice. I didn't know whether to paint this, which is the insidey like ledge bit, but there is 13 spotlights, and can you imagine cutting around 13 spotlights? Oh, that's not nice. Even though I know it would probably look better if I did do it, I really don't know if I can be bothered. So for now we're just going to carry on. So coat number 3. Okay, so most of the painting done. I think I've got hiccups. I think I need to paint those top bits. It just looks like it needs it, and I think it'll make the ceiling feel a little bit higher when the roof blind is pulled across. There's 13 spotlights to paint round. This could be an absolute nightmare, but I've took the blinds down. I thought, come on, Jayne, let's do it. Definitely made the right decision. It looks so much more professional because obviously we've not got a wobbly edge or anything. So I've done halfway round, but I've got to stop to go on a stupid school run. But as you can see, like the edge is all uneven across there. And then obviously when I paint it, it like blends it all in. I bloody love it, it's loads better. Right, day 159. Well, that's what it feels like. We're back to painting again. So, painting around my spotlights was the best decision I've ever made. It looks a million times better. It's so much more professional, a lot better finish. So, I've done 3 coats round there. 3 coats round there, so I've just got to give this one more coat, and hopefully I think pretty much my painting will be done. I'm so excited to finish. Okay, so it's starting to look like a room again. So today I managed to get those 2 cushions from Charity Shop, which they've got feather innards. They're absolutely beautiful and they really blend with the wall. I've tied my dresser up. I've bought that to go on the wall. I love it so much. I've still obviously got to wallpaper this back wall, so I've got to wallpaper that wall and that wall, but the rest of it is all coming together, and it's so calming in here. Honestly, the atmosphere in my little conservatory now is absolutely lovely. It's so nice, and I'm so glad that I painted under there. It was the best thing I could have done. It gave it such a nice finish, and I really like it in here. Okay, we've reached that time. Woohoo! So this is about a week later. I've had my birthday. The weather is not quite so hot, thank goodness. So the wallpaper is ready. I've mixed my paste. Let's get some on. First piece done. That's probably the only easy bit in the whole bloody kitchen. So each bit has got door frames, piece of worktop in the way, radiator, light switches. Oh, honestly, I was looking forward to doing this, but the more obstacles I've seen, the more I'm now dreading it. So, oh, wish me luck. So, next bit done. Oh my gosh, it's horrible to deal with. It gets very soft and it rips so easily. You have to be so careful. Oh, this is so stressful. So, last piece in this corner, obviously it's not as wide as a normal piece of wallpaper. So what I've done, I've measured it and I've chopped some off it to try and make it easier to handle. So, right, let's get this last bit pasted and get it on. So, that's that corner finished. Woo! It's very pretty, it's very busy. I'm glad I've not done it all over, but it is very pretty. And it sort of flows so nice with my oak tops, and it will do with the new floor and the colour we chose the walls. It does flow really nice with it all. Ooh, don't stop me now, I'm a woman on a mission. So I've done that much. I've got one more piece I can do, and then I've got to get my dogs ready because I've got to take my dogs to the vets for their yearly booster. So I'm a bit annoyed that I've got to stop, but it's very pretty. It's looking really lovely. That's it for today. So hopefully we'll get a little bit more done tomorrow, but I don't know. Life gets in the way, doesn't it? I'm back. So I've not been on here for a couple of days, so that's where we finished. Now we're doing that corner, and I've just realised I'm on my own and I've got to move the fridge. Oh no. Anyway, so I'm ready. I just need to move the fridge and get the next piece on. Right, next bit, so I've done that bit, and the next bit is going to be mega fiddly. Right, so I've just got one more piece to do on this section, and then this section is done. So obviously the fridge stands in front of all this anyway, so I've sort of gone round the wires and stuff. Then there was a blooming great big gap down there where there was a right draft coming through, so I've wedged some black cardboard in there, which will hopefully make it a bit warmer in the winter. So obviously that looks a little bit messy, but you literally won't see it because the fridge stands there. And another corner finished. I love it. I wish I didn't have to put my fridge back there. It's such a shame because it's so pretty. Right, anyway, I think I'm going to push the fridge back. Not quite in the corner yet because I want to give it a chance to dry, but I'm just going to push it back over that side. I'm a woman on a mission. So I've done that piece. I've got to do 2 little tiny pieces underneath at the very bottom of the radiator. Now I'm panicking that I'm not going to have enough paper because I've only got like 1 and a bit roll left, and I still want to do sort of around the window and then a couple of bits in the conservatory. So I'm now panicking, thinking, should I order another roll? Ooh, next bit. I can't even begin to tell you how difficult this next piece will be. So we've got plug socket, radiator, might reach this little tiny bit of the next plug socket, pipes, and getting it down there. What an absolute nightmare. Wish me luck. Wow, I've certainly had a very busy afternoon. So I've gone right the way around. I've now got this piece here to do and this piece here to do. But the trouble is I've only probably got enough for 2 more long pieces. So I have ordered another roll of wallpaper, but obviously I've got to wait for it to come. And I've requested the same batch number, but again, they can't guarantee that they'll give you the same batch number. So we might have to do a bit of like blending, I think. Well, unbelievably, we ran out on the Friday. It is now Wednesday. So we're back. I'm going to try and get it finished before my floor is being done tomorrow. So there's only about not many bits to do. Let's hope we've got enough because there's a couple of pieces I'd like to do in my conservatory as well. So I'm hoping that I can get enough. Okay, so the following day, oh, that was so hard to do around the window and, well, around the door, and I just got myself so stressed out about it. So I didn't record yesterday because I was so stressed. But I've done it. So I didn't do the 2 inside bits inside the window bit, but I did do the underneath bit. It is really lovely. So today is floor day, and I did run out of wallpaper as well. I've had to order another roll so that I can do inside the conservatory. So today is floor day, so it's goodbye to the floor. Oh, I feel quite emotional saying goodbye to the floor. So we're having the vinyl put down and it's going to go over the top of this floor because they said this is a good base for it. I'm hoping it'll transform my little chihuahua's life because she hates this floor. She finds it so slippery. So we're hoping the vinyl won't be slippery. So fingers crossed it goes okay. So today is floor day. So quite a few days have passed by since I've last filmed. So what have I been doing? I've obviously put a lot of stuff back together again. So this morning I've sealed around my doors. I've never done that before, so I had to run the ceiling up and around. Yeah, made a bit of a mess, but don't think I've done too bad a job. We've had to wait for another roll of wallpaper to come. It's arrived yesterday, so this is about the 3rd week of decorating. We're now into the middle of July. Well, it's the 12th of July. So I'm on the very, very last bit. Oh, honestly, I feel like I've been doing this forever. So I'm literally just doing that wall and that wall. So I'm hoping it's not too fiddly. They're pretty straightforward, I think. And I'm hoping I've got enough paper. I've had to order 2 extra rolls, so this has been an absolute nightmare. So I'm not ordering anymore. If I've not got enough, I'm just going to have to bodge it with the spare bits that I've got left over. It's finished. Ta-da! Ta-da! But there is a but. It's beautiful. Obviously, I've only done 2 little bits of the wall in here. Now I'm debating, do I do that middle column, which I think might bring it all together, but then I'm not sure. So I'm just debating. Okay, so after an awful lot of deliberation, I've decided I'm going to wallpaper this middle section. I'm just going to do 1 piece and run it down to the floor. Fingers crossed it's going to look okay. I think I've done. I think I've finished. So I've done the middle piece, which is absolutely gorgeous, and I'm so glad that I have. And then I thought I've got so much spare paper, so I did like a little tiny ledge all the way along. So I was going to go underneath near the blind, but I didn't quite have enough paper, and I thought, oh, having to cut around all those spotlights would be an absolute nightmare. So I just did this like little ledge, but it's really effective. When you're in the kitchen and stuff, when you look across, you can just see that this little pattern sort of flows across, and I just love it. So I think we're about done, apart from I'm waiting for some new dining room chairs to come, and we're just debating whether to do the floor in the conservatory the same as in the kitchen. Oh yeah, because I forgot to say we had the floor done. So this is the sample piece. This is the actual kitchen floor, which is absolutely gorgeous. I love it so much. It works so well with the wallpaper. Yeah, so we just need to get tidied up and done. Right, we're finished. We've finally finished. It's now the middle of July. We started this in June, I think. Anyway, so we're finished. Obviously everywhere is not immaculate because we live in this house. It's not a show house. There is 3 dogs live here and 4 people. So there is dog toys on the floor and stuff. But anyway, we've finished the decorating. So I'll give you a little walk around, give you a little nosy, see what you think. They're my new chairs that I managed to source off eBay. So they're not brand new. I was getting some brand new ones from Dun & Mill and they cancelled my order and it all went wrong. And then I'm kind of glad that it did because I'd ordered some raspberry coloured ones and then I realised that I was probably better with neutral coloured chairs and I think they've worked really, really well. That plain wall there, wallpapered that. Got a wallpaper that, got a bar stool from the charity shop which has then made this little corner really cosy. It's so lovely. Dining room, obviously we've wallpapered all this. There's my new chairs. We're in the middle of doing a jigsaw, so unfortunately the table is not aesthetically pleasing because there's a jigsaw on it, but it's home and it's cosy. And this wall, obviously I've got scaffolding up outside because we're about to have a new roof, but it's really lovely to sit there. Again, that chair probably shouldn't be there, but the dog likes to sit on it, we like to sit on it and look out the window. Wallpapered all this. I still haven't cleaned my chandelier, I need to do that, that's another job I've not got done. Table and chairs, and then when you come into my conservatory, obviously we've not made a decision on the floor, but I think I'm going to have the vinyl done the same as what I've had done in the kitchen. So I think it'll make it look bigger, obviously because it'll get rid of that section in there and it'll all be the same and it works really well with my sofa and stuff. So I think we're going to go for that floor. We shouldn't really have a dining table in here because obviously we've got one in there, but sometimes we do like to sit in here. I shouldn't have 4 chairs around here, so maybe we'll sell a couple of chairs or something, but again, that's not a decision we've made yet. Shouldn't really be a treadmill in here, but I didn't know where else to put it. So I wallpapered that back wall. That's another chair I like to sit in. Basket of dog toys again, because it's a proper home. That's my feathery thing that we bought that my mum and James don't like, but I like it. Dresser. And then that was the last bit of wallpapering I did, which was that middle section there. And then I did that little tiny border bit at the top. Yeah, it's just really cosy. The cushions I got from TK Maxx. So my mum, I saw them in TK Maxx and didn't buy them, and then my mum went back in and I said to her, I think they will match my wallpaper. So they are still William Morris fabric. The wallpaper's William Morris, but they're not the same pattern, but I do feel that they do blend. I think if I'd have had exactly the same pattern, might be too much, whereas it's a bit different, so it's nice. And then obviously then you go back through. So that's been my little kitchen decorating vlog. Obviously I've done it all myself. Nobody else has done anything, so no one else has picked a paintbrush up or anything. I've literally done it all myself. I've even done a bit of seal around the door that I did. Every tiny little last drop has been done by me, and it has been very, very hard work. I mean, painting up there was an absolute nightmare. It's been boiling hot. Did some of the painting through the heat wave. It's been horrendous, but anyway, so I hope you've enjoyed my little decorating vlog, and it just shows if you put your mind to it and work hard what you can achieve. So many thanks for being there with me. So if you did enjoy this, then please subscribe to my channel and come and join me on my daily vlogs. Thank you.